What is going on, everybody? How are you all doing? And welcome back today to the original Road to Glory on FIFA 17. Today is episode number 46 of the series off the top of my head. If you do enjoy this episode, as always, and you're still loving the series, make sure to leave a big thumbs up on this one. But today, we have got a lot of SBCs going on in the background. You're going to see a bit of a mixture of gameplay. Like I say, we're going to be doing the a couple of the Team of the Tournament guarantees. You're going to see some gameplay from Division 1. You're going to see some daily knockout gameplay. And then you're going to see us completing the marquee matchups from this week where you got the guaranteed inform. So there's a lot of stuff to cover in today's episode. It's going to be a bit longer than usual, but that's because the last one was a bit shorter than normal, and I thought, you know, kind of balance it out a little bit today and cover a bit more. So like I said, if you do enjoy it, leave a big thumbs up, and let me know as well how you got on with these guaranteed Team of the Tournaments and the marquee matchups as well, if you did them, because the Team of the Tournaments I don't think are out anymore. This one's coming out a bit later. I'm a bit behind on this, which is why I'm jamming it all into one episode today. But yeah, the marquee matchups this week, it's going to be the thing that you see right at the end, and the pack, it's just, we used all of our coins up doing it. You'll see at the end, it's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but I need to stop being tempted by all these. In my mind, when you see these guaranteed informs, guaranteed Team of the Tournaments, it pulls me in, because I think eventually we've got to get something good, surely. And to this day, we've still not really pulled anything outstanding from these, which is unfortunate. But hopefully that luck is saving itself for Team of the Season. I also went ahead and opened the weekly rewards that were absolutely dreadful. You're not going to see that in this gameplay. I don't think I'm even going to show it in the next one here because they were so dreadful. Again, I was saving them for Team of the Season, but everything was still out in packs. There were Man of the Matches, there was the Team of the Tournaments, there was the Good Team of the Week, so I decided just to go for it again. And I think we're probably just going to go on a wing and a prayer over Team of the Season, to be honest. I just can't resist opening the packs when they're there, especially when it's the good packs. You can see this is the first Team of the Tournament that we get. It's actually Talisca. This one was the untradeable one, and I decided, because I wasn't happy with Talisca, I really wanted to walk out, to be honest, that I'd trade him in to do the tradable one, and then worst case scenario, we could just sell that one on and be no worse off than we really were in the first place, to be honest. But yeah, I'll keep on opening the weekly rewards because the temptation is just too much for me. I can't hold on to the packs at all. I've got no willpower in me whatsoever. But I think when it comes around, it's going to be interesting to see what they do for Team of the Season, because last year they did the Team of the Season tournaments where if you won the tournament you got the exclusive card that you couldn't pack, if I remember correctly, and that was really awesome, and I'd love it if they did that again. I enjoyed doing it on the Road to Glory we did last year. However, I think it's common sense says that they're probably going to end up doing the SBCs instead of the tournaments, basically. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of players they put in the SBCs, because if it's anything like last year's, the unlockable ones you could get weren't amazing, but there were ones that, some of them were particularly like you'd want to do them, but they weren't the kind of players that would go out there and sell packs, if that makes sense. So yeah, I didn't really miss out on not having them in packs. If I remember correctly, there was the Robert Huth, there was the Ruben Castro, there was a Leroy Sané. I can't remember who the Serie A one was off the top of my head, but there was those were cards that I think everyone saw. It was really cool to get them, but they weren't necessarily the most desirable cards in the world. Now, if they do that with SBCs this year, it's going to be interesting, because there's been a lot of amazing SBCs this year. When you look at the likes of the birthday ones, the what were they called? The retro ones, where you had like the 91 Torres and the 90 David Luiz, all those cards. They have been incredible. We've had the Team of the Tournament tradable ones where you could get something random. So I wonder if instead of giving us one, like the Team of the Tournaments we've seen today, instead of giving us one guaranteed particular Team of the Season card, whether they're going to do it like these ones. You see, actually, we pack it in for me in the background there, by the way, which was absolutely amazing in a regular gold pack. It wasn't worth anything at all, but still pretty cool. But yeah, I was just saying, I wonder if they're going to do it so rather than unlocking a specific player, you get a shot at anyone out of that particular Team of the Season, if that makes sense. And if that's the case, it's going to be really expensive, and I don't know how many we're going to be able to do, to be completely honest with you. But it has got to the point now as well where we're coming to the end of this month's FUT Champs. We have at this point got Gold 2 monthly guaranteed. That is complete. I would like to get Gold 1. There's still got about 20 games left to play, and if we do that, we'll do that. If we don't, we don't. I'm not too fussed, because we've already got the 4 guaranteed reds, which is pretty cool. But I think once this FUT Champions Weekend League's over, I'm going to sell the team that I've been using, which is very similar to the one that you've seen in today's episode. There are a couple of tweaks that I've made. I've tried a couple of different players, and a couple that I bought in it as an investment, because I thought they might shoot up a little, well, not shoot up, but go up a little bit. I bought the team of the tournament Dendonka, because he was going for about 12k, and I figured when he goes out of packs he might go up. I bought the Mayo, as you already saw, the Hugo Mayo. He was about 12k, and the same reason for him. And we changed it up a little bit, like I said, but it's still pretty much exactly the same tin that you've seen today. But I'm probably going to sell them because I feel like once this weekend's out the way, we're closing in on team of the season, and I think player prices are going to plummet. And some of the players that we've got as well, the likes of Dendonka, the likes of Thiago, who we've also got the team of the tournament of, I think they're going to plummet because they're likely to get a team of the season card. So hopefully the prices won't drop too much between now and the end of the weekend league, because I'm hoping to sell them, and then we'll just see what we end up with regards to players left in the club that are untradeable, and just build a cheaper team around those, I think, rather than using more expensive players, and that way we're not going to lose as much money in the long run. But like I say, we did, I can't think where you are in the footage now. I think we've done it once. You've seen a game in Division 1 where we drew 1-1. We actually got a 90th-minute equaliser, which was a really good game. We're now doing the team of the tournament again, but this time tradable, and you've just seen a couple of the gold packs that we're getting along the way. And like I say, our pack look hasn't been fantastic. We got Talisca in the first one. We did get that inform in between in a regular gold pack, which like I say was really nice. However, he didn't go for anything whatsoever, and at this point, some of these challenges are actually costing a lot of money. The marquee matchups at the end that you're going to see, like I say, was absolutely painful because we had 46k, and I think it cost us about 43k to complete it, and the inform that we got was absolutely dreadful. Like I say, I keep on thinking eventually we've got to get some good pack luck along the way, but it just isn't happening right now. Hopefully it's saving itself for those monthly rewards, fingers crossed. But so you've seen trying to figure out where we are in the footage, so forgive me. But in fact, the other thing I wanted to talk about was regarding team of the season, was the order that it's going to come in, because I can't remember what comes first usually in team of the season. Someone told me it was Premier League, but I thought it was actually, well, I honestly can't remember. It's consistency first, obviously, because that one's been announced. And to be honest, if you've not seen it, if you search on Twitter, you can find it. But it didn't really excite me at all. The most standout player, in my opinion, was Jan Vertonghen. He's got a consistency card coming. Like I said, if you've not seen it, it all is completely confirmed at this point. However, I think there was a Bruma from the Turkish League that looks like a really nice card, but not something that I'm probably going to use. And then, like I said, it just wasn't particularly exciting at all. But you're now coming to the point where we get our second team of the tournament player. The gold pack before that, again, ends up being absolutely dreadful. And like I said, at this point, we're really low on coins, so anything I could get, I was just praying that we could sell on for a little bit of money, because like I say, we needed the coins. This was actually before the weekly rewards came out, so we did have another 30k to come in from that, so we weren't ever going to be super struggling. However, we did it with a few coins to spare, literally, and this is the second and final team of the tournament player, and it is going to be Mr. Cabral. I think he's the third worst you can get. The first worst is the left back from the Eredivisie. There is Cabral, there's Hugo Mayo, and I think they're the worst ones. And it's bizarre because I have watched a lot of people opening these packs in various videos and streams and everything, and every single time they always seem to get Cabral, the left back, or a Dendonka or Mayo. They're the four players that people get. I rarely see anyone get the likes of a Boubacar, the likes of Iago Aspas, who I would have absolutely ripped your hand off for. You're seeing in the background now, we bought back Hugo Mayo because we had to sell him to fund doing it the second time round. And like I said, for 12k, I really think he could potentially go up in the future, and hopefully we can make a few coins on him when we do come to sell this team. But now you're going to see us doing the daily knockout. We're already qualified for the FUT Champions this weekend, of course, because we finished on 18 wins, which was really nice. But I decided to test the team out a little bit. This is the first time I'd used it with Nainggolan in there, with Chiellini in there, and I didn't actually realise until I'd finished using this team after this tournament that we were playing Chiellini on 6k, and I've got to say, he did an absolutely fantastic job considering, because I couldn't tell at all. But like I said, we do end up changing it. What we end up doing for this weekend league is we sell Chiellini, we sell Alexandro, we sell Sirigu, and we sell Nainggolan, who had all done a decent job, but I wanted to experiment a little bit. I spoke about this in the last episode. I wanted to try out something a little bit different, so I ended up putting the Hervedes back in there, the team of the tournament, another one that I think could go up in price when now that they're out of packs, because I got him for about 22k, something like that, which for an 87 centre-back with the stats that he has got is just absolutely ludicrous. We then bought in the Inform Plattenhardt at left-back, who was about 20k, who I've never used, but I know a lot of people used him when they got him in their red monthly rewards, and he always looks really decent, and he's got medium work rate, so I thought, you know what, we'll give him a go. we ended up bringing it into centre midfield the Dendoncker that I've been subbing on straight away, then pushing Ibora out to the left centre mid to let him be a bit more free and a bit more attacking. And then we brought Ralph Farman back in goal, because Farman is a keeper I've used a lot on this game, and I really think he's absolutely outstanding. So we're back now, lads. Forgive the little interruption there. We did just had to stop the camera and start it up again because it can only do 10 minutes at a time, and of course this is a bit of a longer video than usual. But you've seen us now going into the next round of the Daily Knockout tournament. We actually breezed through this really nicely, and I think I don't know if I spoke about this last time out, but of course we did change up the team a little bit, and we ended up going back to the El Shaarawy, Martial, Suarez. And Martial is something else that I need to discuss actually in today's video, and I just forgot how good it was. It's absolutely amazing. Martial has, of course, now got a second inform, which I reviewed him, and I spoke about it in the review briefly, but I've got to say, I've got mixed emotions about that card, because firstly, it's a striker card, it's 86 rated, and it looks absolutely sensational. But of course, that now usurps our red card, which is only an 84, so I was very gutted about that. So hopefully, I mean, it's wishful thinking, but if we could pack that red card in the monthlies, that would be absolutely insane. I would bite your hand off for that right now. In fact, to be honest, I think if you speak to anyone that does monthly, particularly someone like myself that gets gold, so you only get 3 to 5 red cards each month, anyone that's usable, you will take straight away. And I think we've been quite fortunate, because the first time we did it, we got Martial, who's very usable. We got Piszczek, who is of course very usable, and we got who is the other guy that we got in the first month? I can't remember. Was it Klaassen maybe? We got Klaassen, who I never used, but he's not a bad card. Last month we ended up getting Janusovic, who was also very usable. We got Berkey. Well, I've tried a little bit, and I think he's okay, but he's not someone that I'll go out my way to use again, to be honest. And then the third one that we got wasn't Guardado. We got Guardado as a guaranteed inform, I think. We got another guy that was from the Eredivisie, I want to say. And like I say, that we've been very lucky, because in the 2 months that we've done it, we've only got 6 red cards, and I'd say 3 of them are very good, very usable cards. Like I say, Martial, obviously, Piszczek, obviously, and Janusovic as well. He's very solid. I've used him a fair bit, particularly bringing him on as a super sub, because he's got really well-rounded stats. He's high, and I think when you're late on in a game, he's the kind of player that you can bring on, and it can do a job for you. And I will talk about the team that I'm using a little bit more in regards to substitutions, but because I'm subbing on Anthony Martial straight away for Totti, and I'm subbing on Dendoncker straight away for, I think his name is Moreno at left centre mid, and obviously swapping, like I said, swap them around, get Ibora on the left, Dendoncker at centre. The one thing it does miss in the team is having impact subs. We can only have 1 super sub now, and that really does depend on how the game's going. It'll either be Musa if I'm needing a striking option. Belotti was the other red card that we got, who some people might say usable, but I don't think he's that great. But like I say, Janusovic is the other guy that we've been bringing on. But you can see, by the way, what a goal this was that this guy scored against me. Nebel Fekir, what an absolute strike. This game should never have gone to extra time in the first place, but it went to extra time. We do actually go on to win it somehow, just about turning it round, forgive me. In extra time, I think this was. But that Fekir goal was an absolute bullet. I had to leave the replaying of that because it was absolute postage stamp top left. And you can see we actually get very lucky to get back into it with that penalty, because it was a penalty, but the keeper should have saved it. And I had a game actually in Weekend League yesterday where it went to penalties. I think I ended up losing something like 11-10 or 10-9, something like that. And it was stuff like that was happening, but against me, not for me. And I was absolutely raging. There was 3 or 4 penalties where I felt like I'd guessed the right way. The keeper was right there, and he should have saved them. And then I ended up having, I think the opponent had one where he had a shot, it hit the post, hit my keeper and went in. And then like 2 penalties later, I had one saved onto the post and lost, which I was absolutely devastated about. If you don't know, actually, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I often do little updates of how the Weekend League's going on that. And we actually, after the first 10 games, had won 8 out of 10, which I was absolutely delighted with. That was equalled our best ever start. However, the next 10 that we played, we then only got 5 out of 10, so it's averaged out to be a pretty average Weekend League so far. We still could get Gold 1 if I went on to repeat what we did the first time round, but firstly, I don't know if I'm going to fit in all 20 games, so I've got to get 20 games in today, which I don't know if I've got the willpower to do. And secondly, like I said, the form is good on Friday. Whether we can repeat that again is just another thing. But you can see the guy in the final actually quits. I think it was 2-0, and he went just out of there. He had enough, he'd seen enough and quit. And it's just crazy how the semi-final went all the way down to extra time, right down to the wire, and then the final we've got some guy that rage quit. You can see we pick up the prize of 2,000 coins and entry into the weekend league, which we had of course already got anyway. But what you're going to see now is me finishing off the marquee matchups. This is what's going to be ending the episode. Like I say, you're only going to see the final quarter being completed, but it did cost us about 40,000 coins to get it to that point, which is absolutely ridiculous. I was praying that we could get someone like Bordeaux Diao. That Martial would have been absolutely incredible. I believe the hero Messi's impacts, obviously that would have been utterly ridiculous if we were to pack him. But like I said, I just wanted something where we could make money. That was my main thing. Either someone we could use or someone that we could sell on, and then we'd be in a better position than when we first did it. And I did it on my main account, and I packed that striker Bordeaux Diao, another player that I actually reviewed and is absolutely awesome. And we sold him on the main account for about 90,000 coins. So I was thinking, if we could get this on this account, that'd be, in fact, now that's a lie because I did it on this account first, but we got Bordeaux Diao on that account, and I was like, if only we could have got that on this account, because all my pack luck lately, or just looking SBCs and stuff, seems to be coming on the main account, and I'd much rather it be coming in this account because I much prefer you playing on this account basically. I spoke about this a couple of episodes ago, how now I treat this Road to Glory basically like my main account to play much more games on this one. I have much more fun on this one. The only thing I really use my main account for, which I still do enjoy, are is player reviews basically. I don't really play properly in divisions, I just use it for player reviews, then I'll leave it and then come back on this account, which is why I end up playing a lot more on this one. But you can see we're finishing it up. There was 4 quarters, and it was really, well, obviously it was 4 quarters. There's always 4 quarters with marquee matchups, but we just didn't quite have enough for any of them. And we were quite well positioned, apart from the fact that we needed a Granada player in the Granada Sociedad one, and the Granada players were so expensive. It was absolutely ridiculous. I think we ended up having to pay sort of 8,000 coins for just some normal gold Granada player, which is mental. I don't know if they've come down since then. Maybe I should have waited, but like I said, the prices were absolutely ridiculous. I think we were quite good for the Bundesliga one. We had a Leipzig player and we had an Ingolstadt player, so we just had to buy some Bundesliga players. The Arsenal Spurs one we weren't too bad for because we packed in our weekly rewards Granit Xhaka, who was our best player, I believe, off the top of my head, and that made that one a bit easier because it took the team rating up a fair bit. The other one, I can't remember what it was now, and it's just gone off on the screen, but Sociedad and Granada was by far the most painful one because we had to buy probably the least amount of players were for that one that we needed to buy, but the players that we needed were just super expensive, which was very irritating. But we completed it now. You're going to see what we get in just a second, so I'm going to say thank you for watching the episode, lads. Like I said at the start, if you did enjoy it, leave a big thumbs up on it. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, and let me know if your pack luck is any better than the guy we're about to pull. Firstly, you're going to see the regular pack, which ends up being a left mid Conor Planka. My god, that guy was an absolute monster last year on FIFA. You never see him this year, but FIFA 16, he was absolutely unbelievable. I don't think he played for Schalke. I think he played in La Liga, but everyone used to use him. I think he actually had a pink card that was absolutely phenomenal, if I remember correctly. And I wonder if they're going to do that again this year, the pink cards. They were really cool. I think they were called the Footies or something like that. But now you're going to see the guaranteed player. I was praying for someone that would just make us money or be usable, and you can see the flare comes around. Of course, it's a big flare. It's Brazilian. It's a centre-back. It's Raul. He goes for 12k. It's a discarding form, and that was very depressing after spending 40k on completing the marquee matchup. But that is going to end off this episode, lads. Like I said, leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Nidge out.
Yo, he's Nidge, plays with big games and player reviews are getting insane. He entertains while he elevates, his video quality resonates. On career mode, he got lots of vids uploading off and he's rocking it. He's got the confidence in all his commentaries. Videos range, they often vary. Got need for speed and a road to glory. Just watching vids and you know the story. The content is underrated, I'm understating, so don't ignore the like and